Last time we talked, I brought you groundbreaking discoveries that I have made that connect Göbekli Tepe with my findings about the cube and our psychological models and our mythologies, and reveal that there are astronomical connections that we have never seen and we have no history for. I really want to help you understand just how big these understandings are because they change our whole history. We have no context for this information. See, right now, we believe that the astronomical signs in the sky are there because of maybe the Chaldeans or Babylon, the Greeks. Ultimately, around 3000 BC, we say they were discovered or put there or whatever we want to talk about. This pushes that back 6,000 years, guys. And what that says is that at the time of the last ice age, there was a high intelligent society that was using the stars to understand their reality. And this is not talking about the common understanding of why we would build archaeoastronomical sites. See, what we say now about astronomical sites that we can connect with, like Stonehenge or those types of things, they were set up for the seasons. This had nothing to do with the seasons in its alignment. Now, it was aligning to the autumnal equinox, but it was focused not on the eastern horizon. It was focused on Orion and Ophiuchus and the Milky Way galaxy, the path of souls. We have to understand that if this pushes back 6,000 years of our history to having this type of intelligence, then what we realize is they are talking about something that happened 6,000 years before that. And that thing that they're talking about is the cycle of consciousness. And that cycle is said to follow the precession of the equinoxes. That's a 24 to 26,000 year period, which means the civilization that was able to harness and build this information was like 50 or 60,000 years ago. And what they found out, what they were able to understand and store in the sky, which is like a large cave painting for mankind, those stars have built every civilization's consciousness and have helped expand that consciousness. We still use those stars to plan our travels now. We are trying to get to Mars, and we're using these cosmological markings to map out James Webb and understand the cosmos. This is an ancient high technology that's not only up there, but because of the way that I can map it to our mythologies and the cube and tarot, I can show you clearly that there is a continuity that has lasted all the way through the last 12,000 years, which brings that technology down to mankind and helps us understand how to use our neurobiology and modulate our qualia, our subjective human awareness, to raise the species, which is why they were talking about Orion and Ophiuchus. I talk about this in my other videos, but going into it a little bit here, Orion is the epitome of the biology's ability to access individualized awareness. We are the only species on the planet that can do that. And apparently, there is a time where this is heightened and this is darkened. That's what the cycle of consciousness says. And Orion marks when it would go into its darkest, most spot, but mankind would be at its highest awareness of its own separated self. It is the hunter hero. It is established when we have Gemini Taurus and Aries in the hero stage as I outline it. And why that's important is because that is what builds the awareness that we operate by every day. In my case, that's Hart, or in your case, it's your name. That's a mnemonic that you're taught. And it's our myths that I show, scaffold and hold and build the ability which harnesses and utilizes this biology's capacity for memory to raise it higher and higher and help it have greater and greater experiences, which ultimately allow it to have an individualized perspective so that now you can utilize it to begin to return to the healer, which is Ophiuchus.